Paintball nerd.
Today's guest on Paintball Nerd started playing paintball in 2004. He started competing in 2005. He's played with the Killers. He plays the 10-man events with Aftershock. And he plays the European NXL events with Austin FSU. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show, Ryan Hoskinson.
What up? What up?
What up, player? Yeah, man. How you doing?
All is well. Just getting ready for World Cup. Trying to,
Yes.
lock in that win World Cup mindset. Everyone tries to pick up that intensity those last few weeks before Cup, but I think the real ones are preparing for World Cup the moment last year's World Cup is over.
There you go. There's a thing that I heard that you are the one and only pro silver player in Major League Paintball.
The last one left, I found a glitch in the system that Chris Rail did not know about, but yes, I'm the last one left.
So how did that happen?
So I went out to Europe this summer and played with Austin FSU in a pro division. They had a cool little story where they went to the one and only semi-pro event last year and won it. So they earned a pro spot over there. And the rules over there now is you can only have one American pro. So I'm still semi-pro, or I was. And I'm good friends with Mark Franz and Marky from Austin Notorious. And we put together a good little run this summer and did pretty well at the last event in France. And that got my points up a little bit. And unfortunately, I wasn't able to compete in the Hormesis duel because of the pro silver status, but it's okay. Smitty's going to go out there and win it this weekend. So
would you have if you weren't pro status?
I would have just been a high-ranking D1 or semi-pro.
But would you have competed in the Hormesis one?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, Alex Zudell saved me a spot for the Florida event, and then he asked Ollie that Sunday night that I got back, and just was a little glitch in the rules, but it's okay. My teammate Smitty won it, and he's gonna go win it this weekend. So
there we go. I'll be there this weekend, so I'll be looking out for him.
Yeah, man, he's the only one that's gonna one ball people. I promise you. He's my sensei. So, he's actually taught me a lot about just being composed in the one-on-ones and just how to think about, how to outmatch your opponent.
Well, Ryan, you seem to surround yourself with really excellent players, legends of the game. You're playing 10-man with Aftershock. You got Todd Adamson and Billy Saransky and Mikey Bruno and Rennick Miller and Mike Paxson. You got these amazing guys that you surround yourself around. I mean, how does a young guy like you get into that camp?
I still can't believe it. I still just being associated with Todd Adamson and all those guys has been a blessing over the past year. Todd was available to coach us this past season, and then him and I have just kind of built a really good relationship together. And he respects my game, and they see something in me. And so I've just been giving it my all, just trying to, soak up as much as I can around those guys. And it's just a constant dream that I'm living in that is I'm not going to not going to let go of that opportunity.
Yeah. Well, you're killing it, man. You're killing it with them. So you're not squandering the opportunity for sure.
Yeah. So it's been fun. It's been fun playing with them. And you're a hell of a player.
Yeah. Thank you.
We do really well in 5-man, even though you left us hanging in Chicago.
Hey, yeah. We had a lot of fun in that 5-man. Too bad we only got second.
I know. Paxton lost a one-on-one, so we won't bring that up too many times. But.
We'll just blame Paxton for everything.
It seems.
Well, Ryan, man, a lot of memories we create in paintball, right? On the field, off the field. So share with us a memory that really stands out for you on the field.
On the field, has to be just winning my first national event, the 2020 Las Vegas event in D2 with the Killers. That one just gave me a lot of confidence in my team and my abilities to play a lot in a tournament and be reliable, through the ups and downs and the emotions that a tournament can send you through the roller coaster of it. But we haven't won since, but I still know we're capable, and it's just been a good ride since then, just to kind of establish ourselves as a top Florida divisional team. And since then, we've been able to play. It's unlocked many doors, playing damage weekend and week every. Preparing for tournaments with them, and surrounding myself with those guys has been probably the actual boost in my game, just because they
Certainly.
are, they are an elite group and they're hot right now. So
Well, picture and imagine for a moment you're back at that tournament that you won, and walk me through the final game and the final points and what's transpiring.
yeah, so that game was against Lockdown, which was a pretty much the modern. It's a Tiki's team, Tiki's Totem. So we actually practiced them before that event, so that was pretty cool to play them in the finals. And there was a few moments that because I was going to snake off break every point, so I think we were up 2-1, and we still chose to attack. And I think that was like kind of a mindset that I've tried to always remind myself is when you're not supposed to attack, you should, because there's an advantage there. While they're desperate, you should punch them right back. So I definitely have like remembered a lot of those just principles of the game in the big moments. And I definitely remember going to the 50 snake and then bunkering them on their side of the snake when we were winning. So they weren't expecting that. So I have some really good pictures from a Stretch, who's actually been taking pictures of us every event since then. And he caught a couple good moments of me attacking, with the lead in the finals, which, not every coach would agree with that, but I think it sets a tempo that a team, that's a killer in my opinion, is someone that just is always going to get kills.
I love it, man. You're up 2-1. You're going to the snake off the break. You're basically putting the nail in the coffin, man. You're going after it.
Yeah, I mean, if they can't stop me, I mean, why not? Why slow down, man? It's a principle that I see work for most of the top snake players.
There's teams that lose in that position. They're up 2-1, and they're like, you know what? Let's take our foot off the gas, and then let the other team come back. So that's a good memory. Tell us about a memory off the field that you've had from paintball.
Off the field, wow. It just seems like every event we go to, man, the killers, we always have fun, and we've had so many just good times traveling around the world. I'd say right now my favorite memory though is when I went to Europe this summer, and we got to go practice the tauntauns in south of France. And then that was with Austin FSU. And then on our days off, we went out to the beaches and the French Riviera. We went to Saint Tropez for a night. That was a damn good time. Just I never thought I'd be there in my life, A, and then B, to be with a group of paintballers was even more special. Diego Santos was a big proponent in that night. He knows how to have a good time, and he helped us out this summer a lot, and he's played a lot of paintball with us this summer. And he gets a bad rap from this Latin Saint stuff, but in my book, he's a hell of a guy, and he knows how to party and have some good times. And with the right crew, you can have a good time anywhere in the world. But when you're in the right place of the world with the right people, man, it's special.
Man, Ryan, you kind of like use paintball as a life hack, to go do and see amazing things. So if you were to give some advice to a younger player that hasn't experienced that, but wants to put themselves in a position to experience that, I mean, what would you say? How do you do it?
Networking, man. And just being a solid player helps, because, people want to play with you. But when you're at these events, these get-togethers, that's your time to kind of, like, a lot of guys just want to go to the field and play, scout a little bit, and then go home. But I like hanging out at the events and making friends and just getting to, getting immersed in the scene. Definitely I recommend just kind of putting yourself out there. If your job allows working remote, I work with my dad in construction, so he understands this paintball kind of momentum I have. So we make it work. But he he definitely allows me to take some extra days off. So, however you can make
That helps.
your job situation work. I don't have any kids, and I don't have a significant other at the moment. So I guess I'm living the bachelor paintball lifestyle.
It's not a bad lifestyle, dude. It's not at
Yeah.
all. So, Ryan, you mentioned Smitty is someone to look out for on your team. Who else on the Killers do you think people should be looking out for?
Well, the whole team. I mean, Cody Lembo is a hell of a player. He just doesn't practice enough. He's got natural talent.
Called out.
Yeah, I mean, I get it. Life, I get it. But when you got skills and you're not adding to it and sharpening them, it's a bummer to watch. But he's a hell of a
Yeah.
player. And absolutely, not in Vegas, that tournament we won, he had 2 or 3 game breaking moves that saved the points and put the nails in the coffin as well. So he's probably our most talented player. But right now he needs to just work a little harder. And then
Yeah.
Cole Vanthoff is a hell of a player too. He just started playing paintball again like 2 or 3 years ago, and we have a farm system team called Shenanigans, and he worked his way up the ladder, and we picked him up for a tournament when we were rolling light, and he kind of earned his keep. So that's kind of like what can happen if you're putting in the work and the opportunity comes and you're ready for it. So yeah, Sebastian Lopez, he's a young kid on our team that is super fast, but still young and going through the learning moments. Cody Clarkson, Callie on our team, he no doubt shoots the most paint on our team by far. So he's a bomber, as Todd would say. So,
but you guys are doing the right things. I mean, you're playing against the best team in the world right now. Damage. You have legends of the game coaching you. I know not only has Todd coached you, but so has Billy Saransky. So you guys got all the right pieces. I expect to see big things from you at World Cup.
Yeah, we're right there. It just comes down on Sunday. Just a hiccup here, a hiccup there. Just how it is.
Yeah.
We need a little more luck to kind of roll our way, as everyone could use a little bit more luck. But we're we're right there. It's a matter of time. We've just been paying our dues, earning our keep in the paintball world. It's not overnight. I mean, even teams like Hurricanes and stuff like that, like they didn't just get good
Yeah.
overnight. They grinded through the divisionals, stuff like that. So it takes a little bit just to kind of have to find out which guys on the team are ready to go to that next step, which is pro, and then remind themselves, hey, we're back at the bottom of a totem pole. And now it's time to amp it up even more.
Do you see yourself going pro with the Killers, or if you got an offer from someone, would you take it?
I've already gotten offers for sure, but the Killers is definitely something that I'm pretty invested in. The group of guys that we've done it with is pretty special. It's just a matter of funding now to go to that next level and kind of really invest, in the right group of guys that are going to make that final push towards the top, because there's definitely a tough gap to overcome in regards to financial commitment.
Did you form the Killers?
No, Matthew Smith and a guy named Dave Riley and Cody started it, but they were just going to play D3 local and World Cup for the rest of their lives. So when I came around, I was like, hey, look, let's take this to the next level. I've helped out as much as I could, to get us going, to get us organized and handle all the logistics about going to these tournaments. So I've definitely had a helping hand in getting things, to this level, marketing and all that. I run the Instagram, I run the YouTube. I was the one that kind of went and hired a cameraman to film our practices and film our events. So I've just taken notes from the top teams that have done it and tried to lead us as best as I can. We didn't have a coach until this year, so this was the first year of us having some sort of foundation in the pits. It seems like when things are going great, it's all good, and then when things hit the fan, without a coach, it's tough to find that stoicness, I guess, in the middle of the match. So
yeah. Well, who are some pro players that you really look up to? Who are your favorite pro players?
Right now it's probably like I do respect Marcelo and Tyler. I mean, those guys are all in. They live the life. You know, they do the
Yep.
podcast, they do the clinics, they live the lifestyle. Which that's to me that's what it takes to crack this code of going to the top of the game. But locally, Brian Smith has shown me just so many tricks and tips, and Keith and you know, Dan Holiday.
Yeah, Holiday.
Yeah. But all time, I mean, my favorite player is Angel Fergoza. From I only got to see him play when I was a kid at NPPL Tampa. That's where I live, and my mom was able to let me skip a day of school to go watch a couple of times at the Raymond James football stadium when they did it in the parking lot.
Yeah.
And Dynasty obviously has always been, you know, the legends, and then Angel just relentlessly just did it, and that to me is that showed me that if you just run snake off break and do some damage in there, I mean, any team will find a way to
definitely
work with you. So that's how I got on the Killers. They didn't really have anyone that wanted to play snake, and I hadn't played in 10 years, so they had no reason to pick me up. I had some, you know, some fundamentals that I still had, but they recognized that I had heart and some speed, and I was willing to go snake off break every damn time. And then we worked with it from there on. And Smitty, he groomed me for sure with like the one-on-one. I mean, he was my sensei for a while, and then we actually played a one-on-one tournament at Tiki's last winter, and I ended up playing him in the semifinals, and I beat him, and then I won the tournament and won $1,000.
Nice.
And beating him was like, it was weird. It was like I felt like a changing of the guards, just in regards to like how much he trained me, and then like I actually was able to beat him. It was just best 2 out of 3 too. Like it wasn't like the dual stuff where it's like first to 10. It was literally just like I shot him once, we reset, I shot him again, and then that was it. I moved on to the next round.
You mentioned you took 10 years off. What happened there?
That 10 years I was playing high school baseball, and then just my dad
You
was
were in
playing.
high school for 10 years?
No, I was in high school for 4 years. Yeah, and then I went to college for 4 years. So that was 8 years of school, and then I only played baseball 1 year in college, and then but yeah, my dad paid for paintball when I was in middle school. So basically, I had a bad report card. He told me not to come home with my gear, and I gave it to a buddy, and he sold all my gear on PB Nation.
Wow.
And then that was it. Honestly, I didn't think about paintball for 10 years. And then a buddy came over one day and was like, "Hey, I'm going paintballing on Saturday. Do you want to come?" And I was like, "Damn, yeah, I haven't done that in a while." So I went and played, and just the bug bit. There it is. I haven't stopped. I've played almost every weekend for the past 5 years.
And now you have a wall full of Flex 7s behind you. What other what cool stuff do you have to show us?
Yeah, during COVID, my cameraman AJ, he schooled me on all the JT wisdom and Sandanas and all that stuff. So during COVID, I was on Facebook a lot, and I was able to kind of work my way through the networks of, you know, all the hoarders in this world, and caught some good. I would always you know, check with AJ and be like, "Hey, is this guy ripping me off?" He's like, "No, it's a pretty good price." So yeah, I got quite a few masks now, but they're like, as you see, I got sneakers too, and I think paintball masks are like sneakers. You know, you can, if you take care of them, you can wear them and clean them up when you're done using them, and if they're, you know, if they're good quality, they stay together, and technically they're assets. I mean, I could sell all this stuff right now and probably have some, you know, enough for a pallet or two, but I enjoy some style out there. Going through that Paintball Famous book, I was like, oh my god, like there's so much style out there. But when I first got back into paintball 5 years ago, I went to the shop and I needed a gun, and this Ollie Lang Ego 11
Ooh, with the heart
was up there, and yeah, that was my first gun back into it, and it was Old Faithful. that thing is ready to rock right now if I needed it. It's a little loud, but
Yeah.
you know.
Do you have any? You mentioned some Sandanas. Do you have any $1,000 Sandanas?
Yeah, I got. Well, I got this headband right here. It's a 10-ounce horizontal, and then it's got the combo.
Oh, did someone make that, or is that a factory deal?
I think it was made, but from some factory stuff. Yeah. So it was, I think, a couple of different factory pieces that got put together.
How much is that worth?
I think it's around like 700, 800.
What?
Yeah.
Jeez, let me see it again.
It's 10 ounce, so I guess people go crazy over it. And the horizontal.
So it's got the tiger stripe thingy, and then it's got the
a dual
flying skulls
on the back. Yeah.
Wow.
And I guess the width of it and stuff. I'm still kind of learning all of it, but
yeah. That's cool. All right.
Whenever I get it dirty, my buddy AJ cleans it up for me, and Oxy cleans it and does our best. But there's still some pink left in it from our weekend at Chicago.
Apparently, Dawn liquid dish soap works for pink.
We'll try it.
That's what I heard.
And then I got this recently, which I got
tree trunk.
Yeah, it's a Billy Saransky, and then it had a Kid Magoo stamp on it.
Kid Magoo, Kidmongus.
Yeah, Kidmongus.
I had one just like that. I sold for $1,000.
Yeah, I think I could probably get the same, but I guess I'm just too busy getting holes shot in it.
I mean, it's Billy's for sure.
Yeah.
So it'll probably be worth more than $1,000 to the right person.
Yeah.
That's a good one, dude. You wore that in Chicago, didn't you?
Yep. But I thought Bruno's is way cooler with the patch on it. That was sweet.
Yeah. And his got some holes blown in it too.
That's the way to do it. I mean, I don't know. What's the point of having this stuff and not using it?
Yeah, well, you're my kind of collector, dude, because you're like, you're nerdy enough to collect it, but you're still using it. You're flossing it on the field.
Yeah,
so
I wear a new mask every weekend. I have a couple that I like to wear for events, but yeah, I just love the culture of it, and I used to skateboard quite a bit, and that world was also like a vintage like mindset of like collecting like original decks from when like a skater goes pro and stuff like that. So that's always been collecting's kind of always been in my heart with the shoes too. I got a lot of Jordans and like Nike Dunks, and yeah, I mean, I figured once my foot stopped growing and I stopped growing, I could finally commit to a size.
For sure. Cool. Anything else you want to show?
That's probably. I mean, I got a bunch of jerseys and stuff, but I have nothing. No crazy collection like Andy Horvath or something like that, or Todd Martinez.
Yeah, they got bins full.
My Aftershock jersey, I want to frame that. I mean, that's pretty special.
Yeah. How many do you have?
Just one. Yeah.
I was gonna ask you for a trade, but you got to keep.
Yeah. Next year we'll do something.
Well, is there anything that you don't have anymore that you wish you kept?
Well, my gear bag got stolen the beginning of this year.
Where?
Out of my truck. I was at a buddy's house, and I left it unlocked on accident. So just in a neighborhood, just door grab. They were just pulling doors out in Orlando. Good old Orlando.
Yeah, that's a bummer.
But I didn't have any headgear in there, and I didn't have any. Any masks or anything in there, thankfully. But I lost a couple of my original like CS. I don't know, like I had a green CS2 that I used for like 3 years. It was like the first. So I bought that Ollie Lang Ego, and then I bought a CS2 like a couple months after that. Once I figured I was going to get into it like for real, and so I kind of rocked that CS2. Like it was my staple. It was like a green and gold, and I just really enjoyed that gun for a lot. It was good, but hopefully, I'm just hoping maybe I haven't seen it on the internet or anything, but hopefully inspired someone to go play paintball.
Yeah, hopefully. Do you like poppet valves or spool valves?
Spool. Yeah.
Well, back in the day, like when the Angels were big, then the Intimidators came out. Those were the jam.
Like, the Timmys were always really cool. I just I couldn't afford one back then, and then nowadays they're just too heavy.
Yeah. And then the Matrix came out, and that was too heavy as well. It was gigantic, but it shot really well, bad on air. And then Dye took over the Matrix and made them smaller, and that kind of created the evolution of what the spool valve is today.
Yeah, so I actually just last night, my buddy found me my buddy AJ. He was always hunting on all the forums and stuff for vintage stuff. He found me a titanium boomstick back.
Dude, I have like 5 of those. You need one of those?
Really?
That's no problem.
Yeah, I found an 88, 688.
Yeah, I got 2 of those. I got a 6.9. Well, I used to work at Dye, so
Oh, you know,
I have
yeah.
a lot of that
I mean,
stuff.
the full kit's worth like $1,000.
Yeah.
But yeah, I got one of those last night. I'm excited to use that. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. What's tough to find, which I haven't found yet, is a 684, which is the most common bore size today. Finding a 684 titanium is the holy grail. That's what I'm looking for.
Okay, I'll keep my eyes out for you. But
yeah, keep your eyes out. But the coolest thing about them is they shoot sparks. Like if you get a little dirt in there, sparks will come out.
I'll have to time the picture right for that one. But yeah, no, I'm excited to use that. We'll see. You know, my buddy swears by it. He says even the old school tips are better than the new ultralight tips.
I tend to agree with that as well, but I don't know because I haven't shot the new tips with the it's got one porting hole in the back towards where it screws in. I've never tried those, so. But
cool.
The old
Yeah,
boomstick, mom.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I'm just excited to try out some old stuff. I'm not really a collector of all the old guns because I like, I guess, getting stuff that I can kind of use often, and then it just doesn't make any sense for me to have old school guns that I can't use. Just because it's just I'm competing all the time. You know, every weekend I go play is I'm always taking it as serious as I can.
Have you ever shot an autococker?
Yeah, well, a couple times. Just that, when I go to a scenario game, a buddy has one.
Yeah, but it's kind of a skill set in itself because you have to be super intentional with the trigger pull. It's not like you have to pull it all the way back and let it go all the way, or else it'll short stroke it, and you could break paint or double feed.
Yeah.
So, yeah, cool. Well, Ryan, what are you most thankful for that paintball's given you?
It's given me competitive spirit at a good time in my life. You know, I was I grew up competing in sports, and then I kind of was missing it after college, and yeah, it's just a reason for me right now to stay in shape, and or it keeps me in shape just playing it. I love playing, so I don't think of it as I'm working out when I go play.
Yeah.
Every time I bring someone to come play, and they're always telling me that they're sore for 3 days after. You know, so I assume I'm in decent shape that I can, go play out these tournaments and play every point. So I'm grateful for just something to do on the weekends that, isn't, I just don't I love sports, but I'm just tired of watching other people compete, and I just like competing. So other sports, I have respect for them, but at the end of the day, I'd rather go compete in paintball than go watch, some guys play football on a Sunday,
Well, you also do competitive go-kart racing.
Yeah, my dad and I do that. That's pretty sick. The schedule is I race on the road, so they call it enduro racing. So not road actual road, but road racing. So I race on actual I race at Daytona in a couple months. So I get to race on these really cool tracks, but the races are only so often. So I get to kind of space it out with paintball. So that's pretty sick. My dad is the mechanic, and without him, I'd be pretty lost because when I go off the track and I break shit, I'm sometimes just sitting there just are we gonna be able to fix this? He's like, yeah, no problem. Just give me 30 minutes. I mean, he gives me about a 10-minute earful of how I'm a jackass for spinning off the track and all that, but
naturally.
But no, that's
did your dad play paintball with you at all?
No, he's never done it.
Well, it's cool that you guys still have something that you can do together.
Yeah, it used to be baseball. He used to be one of my coaches and stuff. And then he used to race motocross when he was my age. And then once he had me as a kid, he kind of saw how serious those injuries could be. And he he broke both of his, pretty much every bone you could break without, anything tragic. He
Yeah.
broke, all his shoulders and wrists and all that. But he had friends that broke their necks and are paralyzed and things of that nature.
Jeez.
Yeah, so he didn't want that to happen, and then he wouldn't have been able to, be there for me as a dad.
Yeah.
So he retired from the motocross, and then he got in once I turned 17 or 18 and I was getting ready to go to college. He got back into go-karting, which he did a little bit when he was younger, but now he's been like he does dirt racing, so it's like kind of an oval quarter-mile track. But he races out there with a 300cc motor and he's drifting
Jeez.
He's drifting his go-kart at like 65, 70 miles an hour, So he still loves it. So he understands my adrenaline. He knows he put it in my blood. So
There you go.
We have a mutual respect for each other's weekend warrior status. My mom, she's a trooper. She understands it too. So yeah, if I ever or when I find a significant other, she at least knows I'm established in this weekend warrior mindset.
Got any advice for younger players?
Find the best players you can find that will shoot you, and keep a good attitude. They're going to kick your ass for a while, but just don't give up and just show them that you're built, you're built and ready to go, and mentally, because I trained Nana and Tata. They're two of the USA girls, but they play for Shenanigans as well, the team that we kind of train. And those girls just started playing paintball 4 or 5 years ago, and they already won a gold medal. So
yeah,
they grinded. It's just whether you're a guy or a girl, they just took their lumps. They didn't give up. That's just, I hate to say, but if girls can do it, I don't know why guys can't. In regards to just getting better and finding a skill and sharpening your sword. But
I want it.
Yeah, I understand some people aren't around good talent.
Yeah.
So I'm blessed.
Well, dude, back in the day, people would drive 8 hours for practice, like to find the talent. Like
I know people that complain about driving more than 2 hours, and it's sad.
Yeah, they don't want it bad enough. That's the reality, But there's also, don't get me wrong, there's financial constraints and things like that. I get that as well. But if you want something bad enough, you'll find a way. If you don't, you'll find an excuse, right?
Absolutely. And having damage and those guys 45 minutes away from where I live. How can I not run with this, momentum? It's just, it's only right, so I'm just trying to run with it. I had some injuries, a couple out of knee PCL sprain, and I play a little bit of soccer too. And I had some turf toe stuff from playing on the turf too much. And so I had to kind of cut back on doing some things that I really enjoyed, just because I enjoy paintball more. So whatever you can do to stay in shape and, and play with better people. That's my advice for younger guys is just commit, invest in yourself.
Awesome. Ryan, thank you so much for your time here. Is there anything that you'd like to part with for the paintball community?
Thank you, Zyzek, because I watch all these videos. So I appreciate guys like you and Marcelo and Tyler and Maddie Marshall and Carl Markowski and all the content creators, Jackson Frey, Ronnie Dizon, and then obviously my buddy AJ Sostakowski. He's been my main filmer guy for all my practicing and all my events. And if you can watch yourself play, that is probably a hack to getting better faster. So
reveals a lot.
Film. Go Sports and get a Go Sports account. If you don't have a Go Sports account and you want to go play pro paintball, I don't know. You're chasing the win.
Yeah, it's $10. Get it.
Support the sport, baby. It's we're not there yet. The sport is 40 years in. So it's like all these people, saying that there's no shot of us being an Olympic sport. You're crazy. It's just now getting, getting there. We're getting the cameras are nice. We're going to get the paint shell figured out. I think some GoPro some really good GoPro footage without bothering us as players would probably be the icing on the cake. You know, if we can get some like really nice, like, you know, almost CIA style cameras that
goggle cams or something,
just
barrel
something
cam,
that doesn't affect us as players, you know, getting shot or in blocking our vision. But a lot of people just don't understand those moments that when we're in it. So when I'm showing the footage to my friends, they get it, but they don't, you know, they just, unless you've played, you just don't get it from the side.
Yeah.
So
cool. Thanks, Ryan.
see you, Zyzek. You the man.
Boom. That's a wrap, player. How'd it feel?